Hello everybody, today I want to talk to you about minimalism and productivity. Now I've been a minimalist for 4.5 years and being productive has been a struggle for me. And recently I've realized a few things that have helped me being productive, but I'm not perfect. I'm just gonna share my thoughts with you and I think they can be helpful just to understand yourself better and maybe to go forward into a direction where you can be more productive if that's the best choice. If you're new here, my name is Leah. I'm uploading videos twice a week about minimalism, so if you're interested in that topic, consider subscribing to my channel. Minimalism helps in a lot of areas of life, at least that's the case for me. Now, for me, I've removed distractions, and that is visual distractions as well as mental distractions. I think decluttering my items has helped a lot when it comes to just being more focused and more aware of what I actually want to do, what I have to do, what I am doing. So decluttering items in general and also trying to keep my environment visually calm so that there is no visual noise, that there is no screaming colors and things like that really helps me focusing and feeling better. But also, of course, there's the huge part that is not material. So being able to focus more is a lot easier if we don't have racing thoughts in our minds. And even though the theory of that is maybe as easy as decluttering physical stuff, I mean, just reduce your stress, you reduce thoughts that don't belong there at the moment, and just focus on the thing you know that you have to do. It's not that easy, and I do struggle with that, and I still do struggle, and I'm just only about to understand myself better when it comes to that. Knowing that already helps. So just knowing, I mean, it's obvious, but still knowing that minimalism also means reducing stressful thoughts, reducing things that are not necessary also in our minds, really help to be more productive and focused. So a huge factor when it comes to be productive is things that we have to do but don't want to do. And I think it is very important to figure out which of these items we actually have to do, because sometimes we spend our times with unnecessary stuff that is not actually necessary for what we want to achieve, because sometimes we do things we just think we have to do, and whether it be outsourcing things that we need to do but it's not us that actually needs to do them, or if it's just saying no to things that people ask from us. So I think cutting the things off the to-do list that are not actually necessary can help a lot with being productive already without actually doing anything, or without actually doing something that we don't want to do, only maybe saying no to things which can be uncomfortable sometimes. And another thing is to consider if we are doing the stuff we want to do for ourselves. Because sometimes, even if it's something like studying something or trying to get a promotion or trying to achieve anything that we are not actually doing for ourselves. Because if we're just doing it for some fantasy self we have in our head, or for another person, or because we think society thinks we need to do this, maybe we can not do it. So it's actually the same, no matter if we are decluttering physical things, or if we are decluttering mental things, or if we are decluttering our to-do list. We get rid of the things we keep for other people, we get rid of the things that are ideas that are not actually what we want to do, and we get rid of things that we want to say no to because we don't feel like it. Now, of course, there are some items that have to be on there that we want to say no to, but it's not actually possible. But let's move on to these. Now, for being productive with a minimal mindset, I think it really also comes down to working smarter, not harder. Just because you are productive 8 hours doesn't mean you actually achieve something. Also, another thing that is actually not productive but really helps with productivity is, I think, taking time to not be productive. Because if I try to be productive all day long, I realize that in the end I'm not productive. If I just try to be productive and never give myself a break because I haven't been productive, because I haven't felt like it, or I haven't had the motivation, I will never get around being productive, but I just will put it off spending my time doing things that are not helpful for the task I have to do and are not helpful for myself either. So I try to give myself a break, if that's lunch break, or if that's taking a shower, if it's going on a walk. Just do something where I keep myself from being productive. I also put away my phone and just try to relax a bit and actually feel okay with not doing anything and not feeling bad for not doing anything. That I think is the most important thing, because I can spend all day feeling bad for not doing anything and in the end nothing is done. And I realized that taking time for myself that is spent very unproductively makes me so much more productive afterwards. Because if I have some time to breathe, if I have some time to relax, if I have some time to just sort out my thoughts, usually I will be able to set an intention, set a goal, and work after that. And I will get the things done, and I will get them done so much better. And I had more free time and the thing was done better, and I feel good about doing it because I intentionally said that's a time where I do nothing, and that is a time where I focus on work, and it works. Because if I just try to be very productive all day long, it does not work for me. So I think minimalism is a great tool to be more productive. It opens up space in a room to think. It opens up space in my head to think. So working smarter for me really means spending less time doing the same thing and actually also feeling better about it. Because I really don't like feeling bad about working. I don't feel like feeling bad about being productive. I don't like feeling distracted and feeling like I'm never doing enough. Because if I try to be productive 10 to 12 hours a day, some days that might work if it's something I'm excited about, but other days where I have to do something that I really don't want to do, it is not possible for me to be really focused and really productive. So I realized that it really, really helps to just put it into little chunks that I can focus on, and giving myself some time and understanding that I'm not able to always be under pressure and to always be productive. Now that might sound like a first world problem, or that might sound like a millennial life problem that is not relevant to a lot of people, and that might be true. I mean, maybe I'm just very lucky that I don't have to do things I don't like all day long. And one other very important thing I want to say is that done is better than perfect. I want to do things in a good way or perfectly a lot of times, and especially if there is no deadline to a thing, which makes it even harder for me to get it done. Usually it helps so much if I just have some compassion for myself and say it's so much better to actually get it done instead of trying to make it perfect, even though it's never going to be completely perfect. At least that is the case for me. For example, with these YouTube videos, I do not feel like they are perfect. Go and watch my first video. It's horrible. And the ones after that, and even now, I'm not completely satisfied with how they turned out. And still I'm trying to upload them because I know if I never publish them, I will lose motivation so much faster. I will not record 100 videos until they are perfect, but with trying to put them out here and seeing how you react to them and seeing how I can learn, it makes me stay motivated so much longer. So these YouTube videos are really a good example for done is better than perfect. There is another thing, which is the Pareto Principle, also called the 80-20 rule, which I apply to being productive as well as my capsule wardrobe, for example. Because with 20% of the possible clothing items, I am prepared for at least 80% of occasions. But if I want to be prepared for 100% of occasions, I had to have another 80% of clothing items, which I am absolutely not willing to own just for 20% of occasions. And that also works with being productive. Putting in 20% of the work will get me as far as 80% of the results. But if I want to get 100% of the results, it takes another 80% of effort. And I really do apply that to university papers and things like that as well, because I could work so much more on these things, but be so unhappy because I spent all my time doing that And with just putting in enough work, I usually get really good results. But of course, they are not completely perfect because I'm absolutely not willing to invest that much extra time that's actually not worth it for me. And I think that works with almost everything that you have to do. If you just put in the amount of effort that it needs to be a good result, usually that makes me at least a lot more happy than if I had to put in another 80% of effort to get to 100%. Of course, there are maybe projects or things where I am really excited about, and of course I will invest more if I'm able to, if I have the time, if I have the energy and the knowledge. But if it's things that just have to be done, I am absolutely happy with 80% of the result. So that is how I apply minimalism to productivity. Now I would be really interested in your thoughts on that topic. Have you ever thought about minimalism and productivity and how they can work with each other? Or what are your best productivity tips? I would also be interested in these because I am absolutely not perfect when it comes to being super productive and getting everything done right away. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you want to see other videos on minimalism, click right here, and I hope you like this video and I hope to see you next time. Bye!